Welcome to the second part of essay writing. In our previous video, we understood what is an essay, the importance of it. We understood there are various concepts that you need to keep in mind while writing an essay. Essay generally is considered as an expression of the author's thoughts. Whatever the author feels, wants to express, gets done through an essay. However, essay does not have a very specific or a clear definition as such. Many times it is vague. It overlaps with the usage of a paper, an article, a short story. But in general, it is used as a piece of writing that gives the author's own argument. There are two specifically different essays, formal essay and informal essay. Formal essays are characterized by the purpose of its usage, dignity in its language, length and logical organization of what is written here. An informal essay, on the other hand, is an essay characterized by personal elements like self-revelation, individual tastes, experiences, humor, rambling structures, and unconventionality and novelty of themes. We understood that essays, or while preparing for essays, there are certain things that needs to be considered. One of them is developing better reading habits. Reading helps you in understanding and developing vocabulary as well as language and also writing styles. Reading non-fiction will help you in maturing your thought process. It will also help your knowledge base. They will help you come across different kinds or approaches that you can use in your language to communicate. It could be reading or writing. Okay, here you will also learn art of argumentation and so on. Okay, so reading non-fiction also helps you in quoting certain books or authors or quotes of different authors in your essays. Okay, and reading specific magazines. Okay, now when people take up banking exams or governmental competitive exams, the kind of topics asked in those essays will be slightly different from what gets asked in corporates. Okay, here it could be an economic survey based essay. It could be on tribal issues. It could be public health issues and so on. Referring to specific magazines on these kind of topics will give you more relevant information about that topic. The second preparatory skill that you need to have is collecting stories, anecdotes and quotes. Okay, anecdotes, quotes, stories, you come across them in various events like newspapers, watching a movie, or it could be just one of the incident that you came across yourself. Okay, now keeping a track of these things, making a note of it somewhere is helpful, where you can use these experiences in your essays. You can begin your essay with an anecdote relevant to the theme of the essay. Right? Apart from stories, you can also keep a track of quotes from eminent personalities. You can use them in your essays. Okay, language used in essay must be simple. Avoid usage of jargons, and if you have to use certain words in your essay, give a definition, a meaning for what the word means in an essay. The person who reads your essay should also be able to understand your essay with the kind of words you are using. Now, when we talk about words, we automatically connect it to vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important. Having a large vocabulary helps you to choose words that you feel fits best in a sentence. Okay. Now, here the idea is not that you memorize complex words, right, or write complex sentences using words of very high order. However, usage of powerful words and a good phrase will give you an edge to the essay that you are writing. We'll move forward and look at one of the methods that will help you in arriving at a winning essay. We call it a mind map. Mind map is a technique where you can write an essay in an easier manner. Mind map is a diagram that displays information visually. Okay, mind mapping always helps, the dreadful task of arranging information in an essay much more easier. You can arrange it in such a way such that your mind will be able to create coherent structure to the information that you have about the topic. The information could be arguments, counter arguments, examples, quotes, anything at all, information that you have about the topic. And one of the biggest challenges people have when writing an essay is to demark which information goes into which paragraph. A mind map does that for you. Okay. Now, few things that you need to follow while mapping your essay is, first thing, to begin with, you can write the topic of the essay at the center of a page. Okay. You can draw away branches from that center and write topics or subtopics about the information that you want to write. You can write meaningful keywords. Now here, mind you, you're not writing a passage in the mind map. You will be only using peg words or keywords. Now these keywords are something that you can relate to because you came up with that point. You came up with that information that is fit for that paragraph, for the theme of the essay that you are writing on. You can write keywords in each under each subheadings that can be used as the sentence formation in your essay. Usage of colors, icons, images, any way possible in your mind mapping will help you. This acts as a trigger. It will trigger the memory in your mind to connect it to that particular keyword or the concept or the sentence, whatever it is that you thought while you were brainstorming your essay. Now, whenever you get an essay, you will be usually allotted about 30 minutes or so to write an essay in a competitive exam. I would ask you to earmark at least the first 5 minutes on mapping your essay. Once you get the essay, right? So, the moment you come across the topic of the essay, there are various things that runs through your mind. There will be certain information very specific about the essay which you probably don't make a note of, will just skip through your mind and you may miss out on writing about it entirely. Mind mapping helps you catch just that. Here is one very simple mind map that you can use to map the essay. The moment you get the essay topic, spend about the first 5 minutes mapping your essay. At the center will be the topic of the essay. From there, you can branch out to different subheadings that you will be writing. What you will write in every cloud of the mind map is what is the main idea that you want to write here. Will it be an argument? Will it be a counter argument? Whatever keywords that you write, you can highlight them using different symbols. Right? You can write maybe 2-3 exclamatory marks to tell yourself when you're writing the essay that this is the most important point in this paragraph. Right? Or maybe you can draw arrows just next to a word that you have written, and that could be an indication telling you that you're going to elaborate more on this particular keyword. Anything that helps you build your essays, build your sentences can be written as keywords here. The conclusion. Okay, the conclusion is the most important part here. We will discuss about the different parts that will be considered while writing an essay. However, conclusion is one of the most important part of your essay. The conclusion is something that is be based on the information that you get from other subheads. Here is another example of a mind map. This is also a similar one, but each of the mind map gives a different pictorial representation. It may trigger different people's thought process when you look at different mind maps. Mind mapping is not just limited to essays, right? Mind mapping can be used for various purposes. Okay, it can be mind mapping can be used for your projects. It can be used to write maybe your reports and project. If you're working on any research as such, you can use mind mapping to keep a track of which website, which book, what it is that you're doing in your research. This is another example of a mind map. Okay, so here again, essay topic is at the center of your brainstorming session. Branching from that will be different ideas stemming out of the topic that you will be writing the essay on. Here again, you will be writing the main idea, what it is that you're talking about in that paragraph. Okay, is it a definition? Is it an analysis? Are you giving a comparison? Are you writing advantages? Are you writing disadvantages? They form the main idea of each cloud that you will be talking about when you mind map. Following that will be keywords. So if you're writing arguments supporting the topic, so what are the keywords that you will use in that paragraph? Okay, now here again, highlighting is important. You can use any symbols that you like. It could be exclamatory mark, a rose, an asterisk, okay, an at symbol, anything at all that you feel like. So it needs to trigger your mind and analyze that, okay, this is a point that you need to be working more on. So if you want to stress the importance of the keyword while you map the essay, you can probably use more exclamatory marks just next to a particular word. So here the understanding will be that you need to use that word, right? That idea about that word elaborately in your paragraph. Okay, now this should be something that we do before we start actually writing an essay. It's very important that you first create an outline of your essay. An outline will be the map that you're making here. This will help you create a coherent structure of your arguments, counter arguments, examples, quotes. Whatever it is that you want to write in your essay, you can refer it with the map. Moving on, few particular tips, right? Something that you can do to write an essay, map your essay better. Okay, so you'll have to use colors, arrows and icons. Okay, it will indicate the connection between arguments and quotes. Okay, as I said, you can also draw the mind map like a flow chart. Okay, so from the first paragraph, if I want to connect it to the second paragraph, what kind of words do I use to connect paragraph 1 and paragraph 2? Okay, so you can use any kind of symbols that will connect your paragraphs. The second most important thing I would ask you to pay attention to when you mind map is that once you have decided on arguments, points, statements, keywords or whatever it is, stick to that. Now what happens when you're writing an email is that as and when you write, your mind seasoned to think on the particular topic will start generating new ideas. Now as and when new ideas come in and you work on the ideas and write it in your essays, it becomes very difficult for you to connect one paragraph with another because you've already made up your mind what needs to be written in paragraph 1, paragraph 2 and paragraph 3 when you map your essay. Changing ideas, adding newer ideas will become difficult for you to write your conclusion. The next one will be connecting the subheadings using a connect word. You can use this connect word in your maps, right? So this will tell you how you can connect paragraph 1 with paragraph 2. That needs to be one of your keywords in your mind map. Avoid writing lengthy sentences while mapping. And always consult the mind map to ensure you are on track while writing your essay. In the next video that will follow, we will be talking more about how to write a successful essay.